So the other day, I did what I like to call treasure hunting. There's a little hobby store, like collectible store that I go to. They have a box, and sometimes they have some kind of neat role-playing game stuff in there that people have brought in and whatnot. I've got some really cool scores from there. I got the Fiend Folio from there. I got Oriental Adventures from there. If you saw my post recently, I found a coverless Moldvay Basic there that I've stuck into a Duotang to protect it, but it's still usable, and got that for $10. But there's something else I found that I thought was very cool, and it only cost me $4. It's this. It's like an old zine from, I don't know, the early 1990s. So I'm going to open it up, and we're going to take a look at it together. I'm Tristan. This is Heroes in Homebrew. Okay, let's open it up and get out of its plastic cover. This is called R'Nokks Spellbooks. 3 complete sorcerer's spellbooks, suitable for use with Dungeons & Dragons and Advanced Dungeons & Dragons and other fantasy role-playing games. Oh jeez, come on. There we go. Alright. Dungeons & Dragons and Advanced Dungeons & Dragons are trademarks of TSR and are used here without permission. Nice. Okay, so this is just like a little cover. What does it say on the back? In the world of Tarek, history speaks of many wizards of great power and might. One of the most famous was the sorcerer R'Nokks. 200 years ago, as the legend tells, R'Nokks roamed freely through the lands of the Inner Sea, always seeking new spells and magics. He was both loved and feared, and in one case he was worshipped. Among his many accomplishments, he is credited to having created the lighthouse near Baker's Point. No one knows for sure the fate of Renox or his ship, the Red Dawn. Some whisper that he is still alive today, living in the immortal mountain retreat of Alzir the Tinkerer. Others say that through his great magic, he became a demigod whose spirit protects travelers on journeys through the inner seas. Of all R'Nokk's accomplishments, none are more famous than his spellbooks, which are rumored to have been lost. Now they can be found in your world. Each of the three books contained in this package contain progressively harder spells, pages full of magical scripts, strange runes, and more. 36 pages in all, complete with detailed instructions for the game master, which includes translations for the 3 different magical scripts found in the books. So this is by Sage Lore Productions, Inc., by Gamers for Gamers, Portland, Oregon. I wonder if they're still around. It'd be interesting to look them up. Alright, what's this? Oh, jeez. I'm not going to read all of this, but yeah, so this part here just kind of rehashes what it says on the back. Introduction. R'Nokks Spellbooks are a fantasy role-playing supplement especially suited for the Dungeons & Dragons and Advanced Dungeons & Dragons games, but is easily convertible to most of the popular game systems on today's market. Each of these 3 volumes is intended to be handed to your players when discovered on adventures. Okay, cool. So they're like handouts too. The possible scenarios for finding these books are endless. An entire campaign could be built around the search for these master spellbooks, or they could be found accidentally, individually, or part of a treasure hoard. How the books are introduced to your campaign is up to you. Each volume of R'Nokks Spellbooks is customizable so as to be easily adapted to your campaign. Each book contains 1 blank page for you to add your own spells or runes. Most of all, these spellbooks will be a great source of fun for your players to discover and use, build an adventure, or even campaign around them. R'Nokks specialized in magic relating to the sea. Okay, so there are a lot of like water-based spells, I'm assuming. As is evident from the spells in the books, however, any of the spells and runes can be used anywhere. It is suggested that when the books are near the sea, their power increases. Oh, that's kind of cool. This can be reflected by doubling the range, duration, and/or area of effect of the spells and runes, or reducing the casting time. It is best that the players don't become aware of this fact easily. This rule is optional. And there's how to use it. Covers of the books are constructed of a beautiful sea green shell, actually taken from a dragon turtle. Okay, cool. So it has a bit of a description of what the books actually are, like in game terms. And you have these runes, book 1, book 2, book 3. There's a lot of like information that goes with this. There's an elemental plane of water, red is Sori, elemental plane of air is Sama. And it even has like the runes. So apparently there's runes in the books. It's got like the legend for it, so you can actually use these in game as well, like create things that really could be hints to the books. That's really cool. It just keeps going. There's alchemy script, activation runes. All right. It's got like basically an index of the books. Like book 1, page 1, it's got the spells. Page 2, page 3. So I think each page is pretty much one spell. Potion, gills. Oh, it's got a recipe for skills, potions 1, distillation. So if you're not playing with spells, you could use like whatever type of roll you want. Time required 7 days. You need 1 ounce of powdered blue coral. 5 DR. I don't know what 5 DR means. Anyway, mermaid scales. Oh, maybe dried. 2 dried powdered Amerian kelp. 5 toad eyes. What do you do with the extra toad eyes? Because presumably toads have 2 eyes. What do you do with the 6th one? Unless you just have a jar of toad eyes sitting out there. 6 rare earths, and 1 gull seawater. Distill the seawater, thus removing all minerals. Slowly heat the distilled seawater, adding the toad eyes, rare earths, and blue coral. Stir using a freshly cut willow branch. Do not boil. Continue to heat and stir at least once per hour until the eyes turn to solution. This may take up to 45 days. Allow solution to cool completely under moonlight. Dig a hole in the earth and fill it with rainwater. Place the vessel holding the solution into the hole. Be sure the vessel is tightly sealed. On the 7th day, stir in the kelp and scales using a cold iron rod. If prepared correctly, the mixture will give off a greenish vapor. Do not breathe these toxic fumes. Complete. Makes 8 to 10 doses. That's very cool. Like it's just got like an actual recipe for a potion there. And here's the rest of the spells that are found in each in book 2, and the spells found in book 3. And concluding remarks. R'Nokks books could easily unbalance a campaign as they are powerful. If one is careful, however, these books will become a favorite playing aid. If you have any questions, concerns, or comments about these books, send a self-addressed envelope to Sage Lore Productions, Inc., Department 104, P.O. Box 14626, Portland, Oregon 97214. I'm very curious if they're still functioning. I somehow doubt it, but I think I might do some research and look that up. All right, here's a 1992 product listings. Sage Lore Productions, by gamers for gamers. It's got the order form here. Fantasy Players Campaign Package, $6. City Shops, Dungeon Master's Survival Kit, R'Nokks Spells, the Handbook for Arcane Artifacts, Small Town Shops, Thracian Monsters, the Scroll Magazine. This is pretty dope. Like it's like what people are doing on DM's Guild before DM's Guild, like this little zine company. All right, so here are the books. This is book 3. Unless I'm mistaken, this is book 2, and this is book 1. Let me just double check this handy. Yeah. Alright, so again, I'm not going to read all of the spells, but we'll take a look at them. R'Nokks Sea Harvest is a charms, level 1, 60-foot radius, centered on caster. Components, verbal manual, duration 10 minutes. Spell enchants either a fish hook or a fishing net so that it continues to catch fish when placed in a body of water. This spell does not conjure fish. Fish must be present in the body of water. Further, there is no guarantee that the fish caught will be edible. 5% chance per catch of a fish being inedible, but recognizable as such. The hook, attached to a line, may be cast every minute, while a net may be cast every 5 minutes. Number of fish caught per casting is determined on the following table. First, roll the percentage for success, then roll for the number of fish caught. A hook always catches 1 fish if successful. So this is from 1990, copyright 1990. So here you have the runes, which you could go back and you use the legend. Let's see if we can. This is for float. Let's see if we can figure out what these runes say. Like I said, this thing's in like perfect condition. Alright, that's first one. Let's see if we can find it. Presumably it's here somewhere. Alright, I can't find it. I probably could if I spent more time on it, but float, alteration spell, freeze water, foghorn. And you have all of this. So like this is probably a note you could probably translate with the legend there. R'Nokks Blinking Light. Charm sea creatures. That'd be kind of cool. I used this spell to create the lighthouse near Baker's Point on the inner sea. So it even gives you like a little bit of world building to go with it. Like, it's still like perfect condition. Alright, book 2. Again, I bought this for $4. R'Nokks Fair Winds is a level 5. And they're all different levels. So level 5, this is level 3. R'Nokks Sandcastle. The spell requires a relatively large amount of sand, which is the material component of the spell, to be present. It can be used to create either an above ground or an underground structure. Oh, cool. Davy Jones's Locker. Sink Vessel. You got some cool artwork. Again, you could probably translate these to see what it says there. R'Nokks Water Spirits. 17 and 59. This spell saved the Red Dawn from a close encounter with the Viserians, R'Nokks. Okay, interesting. I think it's got little notes in this too. Whirlpool. Barely escaped using this spell against 50 attacking craft from the legendary raft city of Shehala. Burning water. Spell affects the surface of a body of water, causing it to ignite and burn. Wow. Okay. And let's see. This is book 3. Flying Dutchman, level 9 spell. The spell conjures a very special magical ship. It can contain up to 3 masts and be as long as 100 feet. This ship responds to the mental command of the caster. It can fly through the air at a speed of 36 inches and can float at a speed of 24. The ship cannot be sunk, but if it takes 200 points of damage, it will be dispelled. Oh, wow. Okay. That's pretty cool. Crystal Prism, the necromancy spell. This soul-trapping spell was inscribed here by the great Jenna. To my friend R'Nokks, thanks for the moon ale. Huh, okay. What's this one? Gale, Storm, Hurricane. So they're all like very water-based or ocean-based spells, which if you're playing like a high seas, maybe pirate game, it'd be very cool. Like these could be, in like sunken caverns or something like that. Tidal wave. Again, there's more stuff that you can translate. Find out what it says. Inscribe. By use of this spell, the mage is able to inscribe powerful magics into a spell book. There's an infinite variety of ways the spell can be employed, and once the enchantment is inscribed, it becomes a permanent part of the book. So there you go. That is that's very cool. I'm very happy with this for the $4 that I spent on it. There's a lot of cool stuff. And it's also a very neat part of D&D history. Like I have no idea. Never heard of this company before, but they must have done other stuff because this is catalog number 104, and they have a whole. Like we look at this, the 1992 production listings. Like they have an order form, so I'm wondering how long they're around. This is very cool. I'm actually going to do some research on it and see if I can find where this is, like, see if they're still around, or like see if I can find other stuff by them. It'd be kind of neat. So that's R'Nokks Spellbooks. So I gotta say this is pretty impressive for a $4 find. Like this is really a kind of fun, rare thing to find out in the wild like that. If you want me to go more in depth and like go through all the spells or something, I can do that on another video. I just thought you guys might like to see, some of the treasures I find when I go out treasure hunting. If you know about these guys, or you have something by them, or even if you found something like this when you're just out looking around, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. Anyway, that's it for me. So we'll see from me at your table.